Mortal Kombat swag, rolling around with Scorpion and Sonya. Plus, this year they got Lando. I got skills no one else can handle. My costume, no one holds a candle. About to take out that judge's panel. Wrestling happening, doesn't be rapping. Got a lot of comics and other stuff. People be clapping and Kevin Nash slapping them. Got no tickets, then you out of luck. Is everybody here ready? Cause we about to get wild. And I will never stop. No, we will never stop. We keep it going for the people at the Comic-Con Rock.
The opinions expressed on the program you are watching are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Jeez. Hey, how's it going? What's up? You doing, Pat?
You're gonna learn the date.
Yeah. Hit it.
Yes. You're gonna learn the date, son.
Wake up and mess with a come-up.
Your belt's gonna be our belts.
Sons of Anarchy, meet the Commonwealth.
Your DOA now. Peace.
Oh.
Why don't you go back to the village and find the rest of that wardrobe? It's called wrestling, you know,
Wrestling fans, we've got a great match for you to open up the show. The Rebel Bobby Collins, Dirty Dick Walker, and joining me here in the broadcast table, Sal Goodman. Sal?
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'll tell you what, C4 Wrestling here on television, Shaw Cable. A lot of people are very, very excited, and what a way to start.
Thank you for joining us on this late Wednesday evening for our first broadcast here. As you see, two veterans, Bobby Collins and the Dirty Dick Walker, as we're just 3 weeks away from the biggest event in what I think is Winnipeg wrestling history, as C4W takes place at the Convention Center.
And I'll tell you what, it was a great show last year, fantastic show, and looks to be bigger and better this year, coming in November, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Let's get back to the match, your Dirty Dick Walker. This guy has been around for about 22 years. Bobby Collins around for about 20 years. I'll tell you, two wily veterans here. Dick Walker knows everything. He's got a bag of tricks you wouldn't believe.
What did you say this referee's name was? Do you think after 22 years that this newer referee can contain both of these guys?
Well, Alan Daniels is new to the world of professional wrestling refereeing. It remains to be seen if this guy has it for the refereeing. He's gone through all the training courses, all the seminars, all the workshops, but now being in the ring with two professional wrestlers is another thing.
Classic textbook wrestling move here for a change.
Now, the Rebel Bobby Collins, of course, this guy's from Louisiana. Now, he is a guy who, don't let that size fool you. The guy's a little smaller than his opponent here, but this guy is all muscle, all strength, and I'll tell you, this guy, he's got an arm bar. Now, you can break it, guys. They submit to that hold in some organization will submit to an arm bar.
What do you think of this Dirty Dick Walker? He seems to be all talk and no action from what we've seen here in the first few minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy is conserving his strength. He's conserving his strength. He lives on the 2nd floor of a hotel. When he comes into our city, he still takes the elevator because he's conserving his strength all the time.
He looks like he's conserved it for a long time, and he conserves it in his stomach.
A lot of people are saying that Alan Daniels looks like a wrestler very famous, Canadian crime spree Spider. That is not Spider refereeing. This man is not related to Spider, or is he?
Well, you'd know more about that than we would here in this contest. I think Bobby Collins is getting the better of Dirty Dick Walker here. Dirty Dick seems to be taking a lot of breaks.
And I'll tell you, that's just it. He's just waiting. Sort of like in the game of football, they say, well, we'll take what the defense gives you. And that's what, look at, there he goes. See that? Conserving his strength. And now a karate chop. Karate just close to the throat.
Later in this broadcast, you will see top star Shadow Extreme challenge Zach Mercury for the C4 Heavyweight Championship. That's a little later on tonight.
And I'll tell you, Zach Mercury, if you haven't seen Zach Mercury, some people are watching this wrestling, C4 Wrestling, for the first time. This guy will impress you. This guy is incredible. Sky High Zach Mercury. A lot of similarities, or people are saying this guy is like, well, the late, great Owen Hart. Some people have compared him to that. Who would you compare Zach Mercury to in your history of wrestling?
I believe, I guess he will take Edge's place, as Edge is no longer an active wrestler. He's 6'4", he's 260, he's got blonde hair, he's got the similar build, similar charisma.
Well, I'll tell you what, that leg drop will take a lot of... I can't believe Bobby Collins kicked out of that leg drop. That should finish a guy. Hulk Hogan finished off many guys with a leg drop.
I can't believe Dirty Dick Walker did that leg drop from the second rope. It's the middle of the ring.
Don't let this guy's stout physique fool you. This guy is in very, very, very good physical shape.
What do you think of our match coming up next after this one? Debuting Steve Saskatoon. We're going to have to watch for this guy here in C4 Wrestling.
Well, people from Regina are going to love this guy. Well, maybe not from Regina, from Saskatchewan. We'll tell you more about Saskatchewan, some of you viewers who maybe are not used to Saskatchewan, but he's coming up next.
That's Steve Saskatoon.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Now it looks like... Now we're going to have to, again, these wily veterans, both of them, they know what they're doing. They conserve their strength when they have to. They look for the opening when the other opponent is not ready. But right now, Dirty Dick Walker has got the upper hand. I'm thinking Dirty Dick Walker is probably going to take this match.
Well, we were going to start off this show tonight with Leo London, one of the better technical wrestlers here in C4 Wrestling. But these two guys, they just wouldn't wait. They wanted to fight, and we're getting a fight.
Well, it's historic. They wanted to make history. They wanted to make history on C4 Wrestling. They wanted to be on first. They wanted to be on early. And they are doing the best that they can. Leo London, again, up-and-coming, rising young star, one of the great soccer-playing wrestlers of all time. We'll see him a bit later.
This referee seems to be doing a good job. Neither of these two men have been disqualified yet, but they're slugging it out pretty good.
And, well, Alan Daniels, again, we've got to give this guy credit. Alan Daniels, of course, in his first year in the world of professional wrestling, refereeing, and is doing a credible job, to say the least.
Come on, Bobby!
That was pretty incredible. Talking about Bobby Collins super kicking Dirty Dick Walker going over the top rope.
Do you think Dirty Dick Walker is going to try and get himself counted out here now that he has the advantage?
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised to see anything this guy does. I think he could reach, well, he could take out a pencil, he could take out a pen, he could take out a pair of brass knuckles, he could take out a chair, he could take out a table. That's what Dirty Dick Walker has done in the past. And I'll tell you what, if this match is starting to slip away from Dirty Dick, look for a dirty trick.
As we can obviously blatantly see, he's going for something here.
Well, I don't know. I can't make
I don't think the referee saw it.
Well, of course, he's not going to... now, I don't know. This doesn't look good for Bobby. It looks like it looked like he raked him in the eyes, but now it looks like he slipped something in the back of his
he's got something in his hand there now.
And Bobby had better watch himself here, because I'll tell you what, he'd better watch himself. He knows that Dick Walker is coming in for the kill.
Bobby
I can sense
found
it.
what he had there. Look at Bobby's got it.
Oh my God, it looks like a box cutter. A box cutter, for God's sake. Is this guy some kind of terrorist? A box cutter in the ring.
Terrorist? What are you, an American?
He's got the tights. He's got the tights. Oh my God. He's got the tights. He's got the pin. Your winner, Dirty Dick Walker. That wasn't fair. Sal, that wasn't fair.
That'll be all for our first contest here. And your winner is Dirty Dick Walker.
Your winner, Dirty Dick.
Coming up next, see Steve Saskatoon versus Leo London. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with our second matchup of the evening. Here we see Steve Saskatoon making his debut in C4 Wrestling.
Saskatoon, what kind of name is Saskatoon? Saskatoon sounds like something that Bigfoot would spit into.
Well, clearly Steve Saskatoon does not want to be seen because he's wearing a mask. but I guess we'll see why.
Well, most Canadians know Saskatoon is one of the bigger cities in Canada. They actually are hoping to get an NHL hockey team one day.
Steve Saskatoon.
And I'll tell you, this guy, I guess he's trying to represent Western Canada, and we'll see how his representation of Western Canada comes in just a few minutes.
I believe the announcer just made a mistake and announced Steve Saskatoon for the second time here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy, there's a lot of excitement in the building. Of course, C4 Wrestling now on television.
Here, let's see what Beaver has to say.
You are in for a treat today. From Upper Street, weighing in at 180 pounds. He is the master of the night, the Greek legend, the Russell 2008.
Well, Little London, of course, one of the great soccer-playing wrestlers, of course, has been trained in his soccer dealings by David Beckham, none other than the LA's David Beckham, or so he claims.
Well, you can find him on Facebook as Leo Beckham London, so I believe he's a super fan.
And I'll tell you what, so don't be surprised if you see some kind of elaborate over-the-head kick finishing move. Because I'll tell you, this guy can use his feet, he can use his head, he can use all the things that he does in soccer in the world of wrestling. He's going to do it tonight, too.
And Steve Saskatoon has a lot on his plate here for his first match here in C4 Wrestling.
Don't sell this Steve Saskatoon. Don't sell him short, because this guy is in the ring. He wants to make a name for himself. What a better way than against Leo London.
Seems to be doing pretty good here with an arm wringer.
And once again, Alan Daniels right on top of the action. This guy is very, very sharp, very, very clever. Just wrote his SAT test and got a great, great score. Now, I don't know, why would this man wear a mask? Sal, why would this man wear a mask in the ring? Why would anybody wear a mask in the ring if your name isn't Metallo?
Well, I believe Steve Saskatoon wants to get out of the building without being killed by the fans. Clearly not from Winnipeg, clearly not a Bombers fan.
Maybe he should have named himself Roger Regina. Well, C4 Wrestling, of course, we will see Zach Mercury a little bit later. We did talk about him. We will see Shadow Extreme a little bit later. But right now, we have these two newcomers, two youngsters. And by newcomers, I mean people who have been in the business for maybe 5 or fewer years. I would still consider these guys newcomers.
Well, Leo London, this is his second year being pro. He only came into the business in 2010, I believe. But Steve Saskatoon, I've never seen Steve Saskatoon, so this may be his debut.
Well, you never know. Of course, Leo London making a big name for himself in Premier Championship Wrestling. Here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, really rose from really opening matches to mid-card matches to upper-card matches, all in the course of only 1 year.
He has main evented and defeated Kenny Omega, which is a world traveled star. So he's got a lot under his belt with 2 years of experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, Leo London, I think that has got control of this match, and I think he's going in now. I think we've got a submission here. He's tapped out. Saskatoon has tapped out, and there we go. I tell you what, I didn't think I'd see a submission hold here. That is not the forte of Leo London, but it worked very, very well.
I guess the Winnipeg Blue Bombers would have wished that Saskatchewan would have tapped out at the Banjo Bowl, because Winnipeg didn't get a victory like Leo London just did.
Of course, he's joined in the ring by Leo London, of course, joined in the ring by James Beaver.
And Scott Justice. Scott Justice, we'll be seeing him next week as he and Leo London tag up to take on SOA for the Tag Team Championships.
And I believe they're calling themselves...
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back with the C4 Heavyweight Championship. Zach Mercury and Shadow Extreme. Zach Mercury is your champion for this evening, joining this match already in progress.
Now, Zach Mercury, I'll tell you, this guy has got the belt. He's defended the belt. He's taken on all comers, and he's looked great against all comers over the last 8 months.
If he survives tonight, he's going to go one-on-one with Kevin Nash at the Winnipeg Convention Center on November the 3rd. Tickets for that at Ticketmaster.
But to do that, he's got to defeat a Shadow Extreme. Shadow Extreme, a great high-flying wrestler, sometimes spends too much time in the air, and sometimes the high-risk moves backfire on you. But I'll tell you what, this kid's got a chance. This could be his night.
Shadow Extreme is one of the top rising stars anywhere in professional wrestling. We are happy to have him here at C4 Wrestling. You'll see him. He'll be out signing autographs and working with fans. Hopefully, he'll have the gold come November 3rd in our next live event.
Of course, the referee here, Bubbles McFly, the great Bubbles McFly, a former wrestler, now turned to the world of professional wrestling refereeing, and a very, very fine referee. Dresses a little bit unusual, I would say.
Well, he goes back to the old style. He wears a blue shirt. He's got his bow tie. He wants to be taken serious here. He doesn't, you know, back in the 80s when they took referees serious and they didn't fall down for 10 minutes. That's the ref Bubbles McFly wants to be.
Now, this looks like a harmless chin lock, but I'll tell you, this will wear a man down. It'll take some of the blood through his veins, going to his brain, and I'll tell you what, it could knock a man out, for God's sake.
Well, he's covering his mouth with his hair, and I believe that'll stop, you know, his breathing. Even for a few minutes, that's enough to take him off his game.
Well, tell him maybe there should have been a hair versus hair match, because both of these guys, shoulder-length hair.
Maybe that'll be down the road. I mean, maybe in the rubber match. Who knows? I believe Zach Mercury is too full of himself to even care about what's going on with Shadow Extreme in this match, because he's looking forward to working with Kevin Nash. You know, it's the biggest match of his career, and he wants to defend that title on November 3rd.
Well, of course, Kevin Nash, big sexy, going to be facing Zach Mercury at the Comic-Con, and of course, it's not hard to believe that he would look past Shadow Extreme, looking towards the big match, and possibly take this young man too lightly.
Shadow Extreme is a top rising star. This is his second matchup with Shadow Extreme in the past 7 days. And we're going to believe that he's going to defeat Shadow Extreme, I guess, one more time. He defeated him at Rookie's Sports Bar. Can you do it again here?
And I'll tell you what, sometimes, you know, that's what people look like. They say that that's overmatched. This person can't possibly beat this person. We see it in baseball, we see it in football, we see it in hockey, but an upset is always there. And I've got to go on record, it would be an upset for Shadow Extreme to defeat the champion, Zach Mercury, here tonight.
Shadow Extreme has never held a title anywhere in any organization. To my knowledge, tonight could be Shadow Extreme's night.
And imagine all those great Aboriginal youngsters looking for a role model to see this man holding a belt, holding a title, holding a championship. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what he's going to be holding there. It looks like he's flat on the ground.
I don't think Zach Mercury even paid attention to the fact that Shadow ducked that boot, and he looks like he's playing possum now.
It was, I have to say, it was a glancing blow. What's going on here? What? He's rolling over. He's got him. He's hooked the leg. Win the ball. Oh, my God, Sal, we've got a new champion. We've got a new champion. Oh, my word.
I told you, Mercury just what? He wasn't paying attention. That's, well, he's SOL.
What does this mean, though? How does this affect the Kevin Nash match?
I guess it's going to be Shadow Extreme defending against Kevin Nash in
I can't believe it. We've got to get to Zach Mercury. We've got to somehow find him. We've got to interview him. We've got to talk to him. Because I'll tell you what, I want to be going through his head right now. He just must be, I don't know, how can I, what's going through his head? Disappointment, anger, humiliation.
We'll be right back with tonight's main event.
Angeles, California. Zach.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just spent to have a rematch right here, and as you can see, Zach Mercury coming right back.
And I'll tell you what, that is a stipulation in most championship matches that you are given a rematch. The person who loses gets a rematch. Usually not this quick, but it is very common for this to happen,
Our
a
next
rematch.
contestant,
He's had 2 minutes
weighing in at 230
since for the commercial
from
break, and
Puckatawagan,
he's already back for a
Manitoba,
rematch. He didn't even dry off the sweat.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is a very, very angry, a very, very furious. Just look at that
He
face,
looks
intense.
pissed. He looks pissed.
I wouldn't want to be in Shadow Extreme's shoes right now. You couldn't pay me enough money to get in the ring with Zach Mercury.
I believe that the crowd is hot for Shadow Extreme, as are probably most of the people at home. This is his first title defense, and he's only had the title for about 60 seconds.
Well, everybody loves an underdog story. Everyone likes to see David defeat Goliath, but I'll tell you what, David only did it once. Of course, your referee once again, Alan Daniels, a very, very professionally done job of refereeing this evening. Oh my God, Merck is just going to,
He's going to town for retribution of Shadow Extreme. I think Shadow Extreme is going to get, how should we say, the schoolyard beats from the bully here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mercury, I think he's going to go after the referee in a minute here. But I'll tell you what, this, what a surprise. Look at Extreme come back here.
If you noticed, when Mercury was ranting throughout the break, we didn't happen to get to air it, but Mercury was ranting throughout the break that he wanted a different referee for this match. Maybe that's got something to play here.
That's exactly what he was saying. Of course, we couldn't publish, we couldn't actually put on the air some of the things Zach Mercury was saying, but he did not want this referee. He did want another referee. Oh my
Tremendous
God.
Drop kick by the
Look
former
at that
champion.
elevation. I'll tell you what, he almost took his head off.
What the things Zach Mercury was saying throughout the break were not exactly PG, should I say, so we could not air them for you fans, but I assure you, it had a lot to do with the referee, and he's left the building now, and I don't think he's coming back.
Well, I'll tell you what happens here. I think that Zach Mercury, not only does he want to defeat Extreme here, Shadow Extreme, he wants to punish the man, he wants to hurt the man, he wants to humiliate him the way he feels he was humiliated earlier tonight.
Zach Mercury, I believe he feels that the title was just stolen from him, so he wants it back before he goes home. I don't think he even wants us to air the fact that he just lost that belt, but that's not how we do things here at C4 Wrestling.
Well, Shadow Extreme has proven that you can win, anybody can win on any given day. Even the Winnipeg Blue Bombers win the occasional football game.
I was at the game just the other night, and they did not win. They lost 21-9, and that was a sad, sad loss for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that Zach Mercury, of course, whoa, it looks like he went head first into that metal turnbuckle.
Shadow Extreme going for high risk here, and high risk doesn't always mean good payoff.
I'll tell you what, he's taking too much time. He can't give Zach Mercury time to recoup from this. He's taking too much time. Jump, Shadow, jump!
I guess he gave Zach Mercury just enough time, because Mercury did not get out of the way.
But he did push out there. And I'll tell you what, I saw a very colorful wrestler at ringside, manager at ringside. Was it my imagination, or did I see the Joker?
The Joker is at ringside, and anytime the Joker's at ringside, it always means bad news. But we never know who it means bad news for. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
He's a Joker. Unpredictable. Anything could happen. But now it looks like a Z-Merc, as he's sometimes called. Mile high, down he goes. I think that Shadow's done.
Beautiful backdrop, but I don't think that's enough for Shadow Extreme. Shadow Extreme, he's only been wrestling for about 3 years, but even a non-seasoned veteran does not lay down for a backdrop.
Well, he didn't hook the leg either, so Zach, I think, is giving this kid a bit of a chance, wants to make it entertaining, but, and again, wants to hurt the kid. He wants to hurt the guy, says, give me my belt back. I'm just going to keep hurting you till I get my belt back.
Zach Mercury is from Los Angeles, California. Shadow Extreme is from here in Manitoba. I think he wants to embarrass Shadow in front of his own peers, and it looks like he's doing so now. He's not even paying attention to Extreme now.
Well, that's exactly. This guy is a world traveler, Zach Mercury. He's been across America. He's been in the Ohio Valley Wrestling Camp when it was run by WWE, and I'll tell you what, it's showing tonight. He's just wearing the kid down. He's just toying with him right now.
Zach Mercury has defeated a number of WWE superstars and former WWE superstars. He's had his run-ins with Harry Smith. He's defeated the likes of Gangrel. He's been in the ring with Billy Gunn, many others, and he'll face Kevin Nash in 3 weeks, and I think he's trying to get ready for it here. I don't think he wants to make any mistakes here in this rematch.
Well, I think that he's got him in the abdominal stretch. He's gonna be finishing him off here. And,
he's pulling on the ropes.
Well, a little bit of extra leverage there for Zach. Now, this guy, talking about leverage, the guy's 6'6" to begin with. Now he gets that extra leverage there. He's going to tear this guy right apart.
He doesn't need any leverage. Look how jacked he is. Shadow Extreme looks like he's trying to get back in this one, but he's having some troubles.
A good shot by our cameraman there. Oh, that leverage on the rope, but Shadow.
Another hip toss, but Shadow tried to get out of it, but I guess just didn't.
But I'll tell you what, Shadow is fighting back there.
Try to take the big man off. Oh, and it takes 2 drop kicks. 2 drop kicks to get the big man down.
Well, we saw Merck drop kick him, and I guess Shadow wants to get back with the very same maneuver. He's got the hook. He's hooked the leg now. 1-2. I'll tell you what, I think that Zach is just amazed. He's surprised. He's saying, what is keeping this guy going? He should fall down. He should give up. But he's not doing that. He's not giving up.
As I said earlier, our main event that was scheduled for this evening was postponed. You'll have to tune in next week to see the SOA take on the Spawns of Spalding as they defend the World's Tag Team Championships.
Well, I'll tell you what, now Z-Merc is outside the ring. He's on his back. He's on the cement floor. There's no padding here on the floor outside the ring. And let's just hope that, oh my word, don't do it, Shadow! I guess he didn't listen to me.
High risk, I guess, meant high payoff this time. Shadow Extreme, still champion, but they don't want to get counted out here.
Well, I think that's just it's inspired Shadow. He's the champion. He feels that he has to be a champion. He has to fight like a champion. He has to be the people's champion. But I'll tell you what, he's in the ring with Zach Mercury, for God's sakes. And I'll tell you what, this is just a stalling maneuver. I can't believe in any way that Zach Mercury is afraid of Shadow Extreme. Oh!
Normally that's all for any opponent Zach Mercury takes on, but the Mercury rising, and I guess Shadow just, he's fighting. He's fighting for his life at this point.
Well, I have to admit that I think that I'm very, very, very surprised at what a great match Shadow Extreme is putting up here. He realizes that chance of a life. Oh my, what happened there, Sal? What happened?
I guess the Joker just threw some smoke or some powder or something in the Shadow Extreme's eyes.
It was the Joker. We knew something would happen. He's got him down. He took the leg. 2, 3, down. Ring the bell. It's over. The belt goes back to Zach Mercury, but that's not fair.
I think it has something to do with this ref. I think this ref is shady. He's only been around for 2 weeks, and every time he's been in the ring, Mercury has won a match.
Well, that's true. Alan Daniels, newcomer here, but it's awfully big coincidence. Alan Daniels in the ring refereeing Zach Mercury winning the match. Something fishy is going on here.
Join us every week here on Shaw TV at 10:30 every Wednesday night for C4 Implosion. Next week, again, our main event, the SOA will take on the Spawns of Spalding for the World's Tag Team Championships and much, much more.
And of course, now Zach sets his sights on Kevin Nash.
It's the down you're talking to. Show some respect.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.